Isekai because it's like all the same genre. I don't know, just Isekai is about money, most of them. But so hello everyone, Mona here. Time for a summer guide, right? I'm gonna go over every anime this summer and discuss them, what's gonna be good, what's gonna be bad, right? And it's just a lot of isekais. It's mostly isekais. It's mostly just a lot of isekais. But anyway, do this live stream and of course, first and foremost, the best anime coming this season is by far, obviously. Back to big. Oh yeah, we had the slime. Well, yeah, it's slime. No, slime is good too. Slime is my number 2, right? Of course, slime is my number 2. But what I mean mostly, of course, it's my freaking Bakarina, right? My freaking. Oh yeah! So I made the shirt myself. I was like, I molded it myself, bought it, ordered it, so I could buy different front drives. With the Bakarina, looking all angry, looking all badass villain girl. And then I put on, the perfect, Bakarina question face on the side. And also, of course, the most epic, bicep here. Look at my bicep. It's like a tattoo now, yeah. Of course, eggplant Bakarina. The ultimate flex power, man. So yeah, obviously, Hamafura is the best anime coming season, I think. And then Slime. Man, nothing beats freaking Bakarina, man. I think it was the best anime last year, right? Of all the new animes, easily best anime in my opinion of New Year's. New of new animes. But anyway, so we're gonna go over the list now. And what I usually do then is that we go over by popularity, right? There's a live chart here. Think about can remove the top. I think about it. That would be better. There's more to read. Where's the damn link here? Here we go. Press this button here, and actually remove that. I don't need to show that stuff. This is unnecessary text. And then, of course, we're gonna put up. There we go. That's better. And so we go by popularity. It's a live charts. So most popular anime first, right? And then we got on the list, right? So the most popular anime, My Academia. Okay. Yeah. I was already watching My Academia. Yeah, we don't talk about My Academia, right? Famous shonen anime. My favorite character, Shincho, has some. I like that. Otherwise, it's been definitely quite a slow season, I think, so far. There's like a new season coming. 2 weeks from now. This week it's a Christmas episode, I think. And next week it's gonna be a new arc, right? At least my boy Shincho got backstories. Anyway, obviously One Piece is still ongoing forever. Amazing anime from Metsuno Manata. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's easily one of the best anime this season. I'm almost already watching it. I recommend everyone watch this anime. I wanna spoil, but quick summary, right? It's about the immortal from us to your eternity. Fumi-chan is immortal, and he kind of learns from, I guess, being with other people, right? Being with humans. He learns how they act and they talk and so on, and then he kind of, follows their life, and it's taking place in kind of like, I don't know, medieval time. It's kind of hard to tell actually. The anime is kind of overplayed with the time, but basically 1,000 years ago. They have magic and so on, though. But very good anime, yeah. But of course, Hamafura, obviously best anime. We'll come into that soon here. Obviously, Slime, it's already mentioned. One of the best animes. I just reacted and reviewed the latest Slime episode, right, of the filler Slice of Life, which was really good. Actually, I'll say it here again. If you ever see it, I mean, it's really good, right? Slime, Slice of Life, it's kind of a wholesome slime. This week, Christmas special, that was the best one so far, I think. That was amazing, actually. Freaking awesome. Especially the Geld, Uncle Geld, man. But anyway, I am very excited about Slime, of course, coming next season. And obviously, I want to see, all the characters I've seen, Veldora and so on, right? So the image there, I want to see Veldora coming. So obviously, one of mine absolute top picks for next season. And then, Iruma-kun, I'm already watching it. Good comedy anime. Not the best anime, I think, but it is fine. It's fine. I think it's like better than most anime, but not amazing. Obviously, Boruto is a One Piece now that's going. Shaman King, we'll talk about that, right? I've seen the beginning of it. I don't find it that more amazing than the old one. I already watched the old Shaman King, as I mentioned last preview. More than once. I read I have all the manga, right? And this is like a remake. It's a very straight up, almost like 1-to-1 remake, right? It just looks better. I watched the anime. I haven't been up to date, honestly, because I feel it's just, in my opinion, it's just the same thing I already have, right? So I don't know. In my opinion, it just looks better. But if you've seen the older one, you know, if you've seen the old one, you've seen the old one. It's kind of the same thing. It's not like, for example, Fruit Basket, where they have added much more scenes and so on, right? Shaman King is just kind of like, it's just the same thing, but with just better graphics, right? So I don't find it that appealing, honestly. But I have seen, of course, the original like more than like twice. I read it at least twice, and read I have all the manga, right? So for me, it's like whatever. I don't really bother with it. Anyway, obviously, Kobayashi's. I just love the promo. This is like some kind of like intergalactic war or something. You're like, just setting up. Yeah, they're back in Dragon Maid. So, what can I say here, right? Kyo Anime, you know, one of the nicest, you know, slice of life studios, right? Wholesome comedy anime. How do you even explain the anime? It's about a woman and she has like this dragon girl, so they kind of live with her and they're kind of funny and annoying, right? It's a great comedy anime, right? What more can I say? It's a weird, wholesome comedy fun anime. Probably one of the most popular animes though. I think most people have seen it, right? It's one of the most, I think, by far probably popular sort of life animes, up there with like London Beyond and so on. And then Zero, of course, keep on going, right? Fairy Tail and so on. And here, of course, we get Hamafura, by far! Bakarina! By far! The best anime next season. I say it every day. I'm like, this is the anime I'm waiting for! I'm not gonna look at any other anime. I'm just here for my best girl, Bakarina, Katarina Klaus, and I don't care about any other anime. This is the only anime I truly care about. Everything burned down, I don't care. This is the anime I wanna see, right? So, Bakarina, she's like the best, freaking funniest female character ever. I won't spoil it, but basically it's about a girl that dies with an isekai, but she turns into the bad girl instead of being the hero. And the whole anime is about her being paranoid and being like, I have to seduce everyone or be friends with them so they won't kill me. And of course she's overly good, right? So everyone's in love with her now, and it's a massive harem. She got like 3 girlfriends, 4 boyfriends, but she's an idiot, right? It's Bakarina, Baka, right? A complete moron. So she can't see it, right? Like my favorite scene is the final episode when she of course asks the main girl, right? It's supposed to be the main character. And she's like, who do you love? She's like, I love you, Katarina. Oh yeah, but I'm a girl. Who do you actually love? I was like, I'm in love with you. She's like, you have to pick a boy. No, I want you, Katarina. She's like, oh, stupid girls. So, I mean, yeah, it's this amazing comedy about kind of this really, really stupid main character, but to some extent she's also brilliant, right? She's a brilliant genius schemer, which she has to be, but otherwise she's an ultimate moron, right? And the comedy is just unparalleled, I feel. But yeah, like this is the best anime I think last year of all the new animes. Easily 10 out of 10 anime in my opinion, and this or I don't know. I mean, I am obviously super in love with Nagatoro this season, so. But it's probably like this one on Nagatoro is probably gonna take my, you know, #1 comedy, probably. But it also has good romance and fantasy and so on too. So even some world building with like magic and so on, but it doesn't matter that much in Bakarina. But I mean, I wouldn't be wearing my Bakarina shirt if it wasn't the best anime, right? Anyway, let's go on. And then we have the isekais. Okay, so what can I say? Isekai is the most popular genre, right, in anime. We have some studios that used to do isekais, and you know, we have a lot of isekais, right? We have stuff that, unfortunately, we have stuff at Zero and so on, right? You know, isekais all over the place, right? For David Zero, though, that company is like, yeah, removing them all, right? But that's not this video. But anyway, there is ridiculously amount of isekais this season again. We had that the same thing, I think like 2 years ago. We had like 6-7 isekais in one season, like 8 from that. So again, this is like a 10 isekai season. I think we've been there once before, 2 years ago, roughly 9 isekais one season, here again then. So it's just a huge amount of isekai. And all of them are basically, you know, coming into a fantasy world like just like Hamafura, just like Slime and so on. But most of these animes, though, I would say, right, are bleak in comparison to how good both Slime or Hamafura is, right? So it's always kind of like, oh, here's a lot of other isekais and you kind of like that, right? So anyway, it's like seriously like 10 isekais at least this season. Ridiculous amount of isekais. But the main theme, though, which I think is kind of comedic, is that a lot of them is about money and economy. Yeah, so there's like 3 of them that is about making money or for something. So I think that's kind of hilarious. That they have so many isekais, and so many of them happens to be in this kind of like money-making sub-genre. So this first one here, I do find interesting, right? And I'm gonna watch it. I think it's just that it's pretty good isekai, so one. I think it's probably pretty good, right? So Genjitsu Shogi Yusha no Okaku Sekai. So the hero is the money. So basically, this guy is like, he's gonna make money. The economic here. He's like, oh, this world is in peril and people are dying, but I can fix the economical issue first, right? That's right. There's an anime about the hero trying to, I don't know, make money, and of course it's like a harem, and it's like the classic, right? It's the harem, it's the military thing, and it's romantic. It has some girls, but mostly it's kind of like the economic style. So it's interesting. It's a little bit different, right? But then they have two guys doing the same thing this season, so it's not even unique for this season. But it's kind of different than usually is. There's so many isekais now. This is another isekai, right? Immediately, whatever. I didn't like it that much, right? So 100 Man, no Ichini, whatever. 100 Man season 2, I dropped out season 1. I was like, this is not good enough. It's basically about a guy. How I say it? I've seen like the first 4 or 5 episodes. It's an isekai where they get into a world, him and this harem, right? Him and his girls, and they are kind of like, it's like a bad isekai game, right? They're kind of weak, and if they die, they actually die in real life. They have to go back in and out. But as long as one of them is alive, you can kind of like survive it. He keeps dying, but all the girls are fine, and they can kind of revive him and so on. Then he keeps getting crappy level up and so on. So it's kind of like, one of those parodies, I would say, right? He's like, oh no, I become a chef instead of becoming a warrior. But I just felt it was kind of meh, honestly. It's kind of meh. I didn't feel the joke was that good and so on. This is actually not an isekai. What? A non-isekai? But there's magic! So, Maoko no Yatsu, it's, I don't know. I think it's one of those other... This is one of those genre, right? We also see, if you're not a big isekai genre, another genre is very popular. It's of course the academic school, My Hero Academia, right? Everyone has magical powers in a school. For example, Wise Man's Grandchild, which is like an isekai, and he's put in a magic school to fight people, right? Like, oh, it's like My Academia, the Academia, and isekai. Okay, this is only magic academia though, but. I feel it's in that kind of genre, right? Everyone has magic, right? True magic exists. They're gonna go to school, learn about magic, right? So, I don't know. This to me sounds kind of mediocre, right? Sounds kind of like, as I mentioned, yet another, going to magic school, right? And, fighting a little bit, learning some magic and so on. There's some, thrilling some rivalry and so on. Maybe. To me, it sounds very generic, honestly, right? So, I give it a chance, but I'm like, it sounds like kind of... And then we have so many isekais. So this is one of the 2 isekais about a detective isekai. This is the first one here in the list about a guy that wakes up and he's like, oh no, I have to be isekai. No, I'm gonna use my powers to save a little girl that's kidnapped. Okay, whatever. Honestly, I'm just like, whatever. And I was like, okay, another isekai about... Here's a guy and he's like isekai. And honestly, I'm just gonna skip more isekai. I'm like, isekai. And then another isekai. I was like, there's an isekai and he's like isekai and isekai. So... This isekai is also money isekai. She's like, oh, I can make medical potions or something that, sells money and makes syrup. Like the isekai goes right now with the girl that can make potions and make money and so on. So it's this kind of sub-genre of isekais that they're going in and making money. Also very common, I feel, today, right? That being said, though, this one, in my opinion, is a little more slice of life, a little more funny, right? Maybe a little different. She goes to slow life. I mean, her goal is basically to have, I think, similar to I killed 300 slimes right going this season, right? That's like, oh, she's want to have like a calm, not living in the actual fighting dragons. She's want to be rich and kind of living on her wealth, right? Kind of exactly like 300 slimes. So that's very simple. That anime, kind of that just slice of life is the kind, right? Weird. The other ones, like I kind of like whatever. These are all the same, In my opinion, they're basically all the same. This is like shonen isekai. I'm gonna fight someone in another world. I'm a hero now. Yeah, like all of these, honestly, like I'm gonna watch all of them, right? And then I'm gonna be like, which the best one? But they all sound the same, okay? I've seen so many mediocre isekais, but I'm like, I didn't air isekai, right? I can barely see difference here. I'm reading this text here. I'm like, sounds like the older anime. It's like 5 animes in a row. It's like the same premise basically. So I'm just like, I don't know. Is it possible also that I feel without having read the novels to know if they're gonna be good or bad? You have to kind of watch them honestly. But they all sound the same in my opinion. Well, whatever. This one sounds, like the older one. Then you have the sense of life, basically. And then we have an actual older anime, even though it's very tropey. So this is Kanyo no Kanyo. So girlfriend to girlfriend, right? And I don't know. It sounds like a pretty good harem rom-com anime. So basically, girlfriend to girlfriend. It's about a guy, right? He finally gets a girlfriend, so like a Shan says there. She's not attracted. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna smash, right? But then another girl is like, I also want you. And then he's surrounded by hot girls, right? And so, he's gonna be... if he's very rom-com, right? He gets one girl, another girl likes him, and then he's like, oh, maybe I can double date. Maybe I can smash all of them, right? And suddenly he's, surrounded by 4 or 5 girlfriends, and it's a netto rare, and it's like, rivalry and so on, right? It sounds pretty classic, trashy horror, kind of, like... I don't know, Rent a Girlfriend or whatever. I find like not the best anime, but I think this is probably honestly gonna be one of my favorite animes. Even though I'm like I've probably seen quintuplets and cause I've seen every horror, right, from Tensho Moyo to today, right. So I'm sure I'm gonna recognize all the tropes, but it's kind of like I think comfort food. You're gonna have every season it's like one of these harem rom-coms where it's like 5, 6, maybe 10 girls. Fighting about one guy and he falls into the oppai, so oh no, he gets some pantsu and so on. You kind of know what you get. It's comfort food. You know what you get. You watch it and you're like, oh yeah, I know where I am, So, and I think the Tezuka production has done similar. My opinion, they have done similar, rom-com horror, which I think was pretty good. So, it's probably a pretty good anime, but I don't expect it to be the best anime, right? It's like, I know what I get. You know what I mean? If you like the rom-com anime, it's probably a good anime for you. And then we have an anime I have to watch definitely. Bokutachi no Remake. So this is about a guy that's a game developer. And obviously everyone knows the game developers are the coolest guys ever. So, already there, this guy is clearly the best character ever. But anyway, this is an anime with he's a game developer. Which is like a loser, which is not true, because every game developer is awesome. I never met a game developer that isn't a loser. Honestly, side note, I think that game developers, especially in Sweden, now I have worked in different countries, but especially in Sweden, game developers are actually probably the most dysfunctional people I've met in any companies. Because it's something like, it's some kind of weird thing, you kind of have all the craziest people, and because it's just it's a bad work environment, you just kind of let them stay and you just kind of work it. It's hard to explain. I mean, I can explain it, but quick hard to explain. But you just trust me. It's like the worst people are there in the weirdest ways. The worst as in crazy or weird or maximum introverts and everything in between. Right? This is a weird place. But so anyway, this guy's a loser then, right? He's a game developer. That's cool. But otherwise, he's like a loser, right? With no money. And he, oh, my life sucks and everything. Yeah, he never smashed a girl, right? Never got a hot chick, even though big oppas appear for me, but yeah, never happened. And then he time travels, so it's kind of like erased. He's erased trying to smash. he's erased when you try to smash hot girls instead of trying to save your mom and so on. That's what enemies or Tokyo Revenge and going right now, right? So basically, he time travels like back to college, and it's about him trying to score. I think mostly, right? It's about him trying to seduce the hot girls that he met in college, right? That he failed to, smash, right? I would like to see a time-traveling anime where someone is like, oh, I'm 10 years back in time. I'm just gonna buy Amazon stocks and Apple stocks. I'm just gonna go and buy SP500, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and, Facebook and be rich. Like, why does anyone ever do that? I'm saying it. Because this is an anime again, right? Where the main character travels back to, like, basically 2010 or something, and it's like, I could be a multi-millionaire now by buying these stocks, right? That he knows will work out, and he works with IT and so on. But they never do that. That would be an hilarious side note. Like, oh, I married a girl I like, and I'm wealthy because I bought all the right stocks. This is a time travel. But anyway, I like Erased. I kind of like Revengers to some extent. I think it has a lot of issues, but it also has some good points. Time traveling is fun. This is time traveling with ecchi, right? So, honestly, that might be good, I feel, because there's so many time travels, like for example, and obviously F-Zero and so on, right? With time traveling, while obviously he doesn't try to smash Emilia, but time traveling in F-Zero and other anime is usually about saving people's lives, you know, saving Draken and so on, right? It's very few time travels where you're like, I'm just gonna smash, I just wanna seduce the girl I like. It's very few time travels, I feel, where the main character is purely doing it so he can like get with that hot babe that his classmate 10 years ago, his hottest classmate that he was in love with, you know. And so in one way, I'm like, actually, I kind of like that. It's just like, you're just trying to, you know, be in love, you know. I kind of, it's a romance time traveling. Yeah, I kind of actually want to see that. Like, okay, honestly, it's time for less of, you know, yeah, I think time travel is the one, right? A failed, I like it's like a failed person because he was like 28 and lost his job because the company went bankrupt, but he's a failed person because the company he worked for was bankrupting. Probably it's his fault, right? But that was a failure in life, clearly. It's probably my favorite new isekai of the ones. So it's not like Kaddi to me, right? Make you black company. So this is yet another isekai. We've been there, right? And it's also another economic isekai. It's like the third or fourth one this season. Why is it all about money? I don't know. But this isekai, it's about a guy that is like forced to work for like an illegal, you know, kind of underground company, right? It sounds very similar to Kaddi season 2 and sort of that. My favorite anime of all time, right? So it's basically a guy trying to, you know, kind of become rich, and so his name is Kinji, so it's like Kin and Gin, yeah, it's like gold, so his name is even like gold, right? Kin in his name and so on. So it's like about another guy trying to make money, but instead of with the other character, right, is trying to make money in like an honest, economical, you know, investment kind of strategy, right? This guy is trying to make money in a, you know, illegal, kind of like a, you know, criminal, kind of black, you know. So they're kind of like the similar thing, right? This is the master example of that we have this season. Combat Hands or Best, you know, Agent 6 are kind of like a bad boy trying to make money, whatever, right? So I think this is probably gonna be one of my personal favorite of all the new isekais. In my opinion, it sounds the best one, in my opinion. But because I like that parody, you know, I like the guy that is forced into a bad isekai world, got a hot dragon chick, you know, got this sexy dragon chick with him, right, trying to make money, Kinji, you know, trying to be some kid. So this is probably, I think, is gonna be one of the more unique isekais versus all the other ones are kind of like, oh yeah, it's a hero, or here again, right? But anyway, let's go on. Then we have Detective Story Dead. This is a second isekai with a dead detective. I don't know how we have two of these, but anyway. So this is about a guy and his isekai, and they die and they're trying to solve. I guess this anime is also an isekai that sounds better though. To be honest, maybe I should make it green. I think this is like half green for me. You know, green for me is like this is a must watch. And yellow for me is like I will watch episode 1 at least, and I kind of, you know, and red is like doesn't even ignore it. Right? This for me is like a half green, half yellow. It is definitely more interesting than most of the other isekais, where it's like it's more a mystery drama, right? Someone is dying, they try to solve it. It sounds a little more like a ghost or whatever. Here's my dead girlfriend telling me who killed her, trying to fix that, you know, murder, right? Kind of like a little more like that, right? So it's definitely interesting. More unique than probably most of the isekais, but on the same time, it does sound a little bit like, I don't know, like slow drama. I wanna watch it and see it happen, right? But I feel it's like, you know, kind of like in the middle there, if it's gonna be good or bad, right? I also have, I think it's gonna be slow paced, honestly, what I see. But anyway, let's go on. So, Murder Mystery, obviously, Wonder Egg. That's a very good anime. I have seen it, of course. I did reviewed and so on the last episode. I didn't direct the anime, but I did review this last episode, and it's a really good anime. I'm gonna spoil it. This is only one episode, which I've heard is gonna be an hour or 40 minutes. Like I think it's gonna be longer than a normal episode, but absolutely one of the best animes. When that aired, but it didn't have an ending, right? They didn't have time to produce it because of maybe the COVID, maybe. But anyway, so this is like kind of like a, I wouldn't call it movie, but it's like a special episode. Right? It's like longer, it's like 40 minutes, an hour. Kind of 2 episodes kind of concluding the season, right? So this is great because it's really good actually, because instead of rushing the ending when it aired, they were like, whatever, we can do more episodes later on, half a year later, right? So this is actually one I think I'm most excited about. Honestly, straight up, yeah, getting the conclusion of Wonder Egg, which is a really good, like easily one of the best animes when it aired actually. Probably top 10 this year, seriously, Wonder Egg, probably Probably top 10 this year, right? So yeah, I absolutely recommend it. I want to explain why, because the anime is very mystery and all that stuff, right? So if I explain anything for you, it's be spoiling. So I'm like, you just trust me, watch the anime. It's like I can't explain anything. It's basically about girls and suicide, and it's very brutal though. Yeah, it's like about girls, suicide, and like depression, and also some natural, I guess, some cheating, and also a lot of R stuff, and yeah, girls getting, you know, abused and so on. So it's a very brutal anime. It's a lot of like, you know, parental abuse, doctor abuse, and so on, and a lot about deleting yourself. So it's a very tragic anime, but I won't say more than that. It's just a kind of premise, but I can explain what happened because it's a massive spoiler. Anyway, finally our ecchi anime. So finally our ecchi, purest, just ecchi, romance ecchi. Finally, Megami Ryu no Ryubiku, obviously dragon, a lot of dragon name there. But anyway, yeah. So what can I say? This is an Arra Unishan anime, which is gonna be awesome. Probably this anime is probably gonna be one of the best. Probably one of the best animes, straight up, right? Probably. So yeah, guys, you know, main character is found by, you know, sexy Uneshan, and she's like, oh, you're gonna live with me, red boy, because, you know, this is you know, a troublesome place to be at as a little young boy, right? Arara. And he's gonna live with her in her, you know, dorm room, and it's gonna be all hot girls and a horror. So this is clearly, this is very him. This is like, I'm sorry, but this sounds like a hentai. Like, oh yeah, the main character, there's an S, you know, a Showa, he's found by an Onesha, and she's all like, Arra, it's dangerous here. Why don't you live with me and my family, you know, or my sisters, or, you know, my friends that are all, you know, 20-year-old, you know, big Onesha with big oppies. You can live with us and share a shower and so on, right? So this sounds like a straight up hen. It really does. This is definitely not a manga, but this is probably right down in my, you know, trash comedy. I probably enjoy this a lot, actually. I don't want to press yellow, but it's probably super green for me. Probably it's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Look at it, dormitory mother. His mother here, you know what I mean? He's like, Arra. He gets like a new Okasha. It's like, let me take care of you, young boy, you know, older woman. Come on, this is like straight up a hentai. Forced to deal with the crazy, sexy, older ladies. Yeah, this anime is definitely the best anime this season. Anyway, let's go on. From a trash, you know, kind of domestic, you know, kanyo level of anime, this is probably the best. Come on. Actually, there's one thing. I don't recognize ass read. I don't recognize the company at all. What have they done? It's the first. Okay, that's horrible. Wait, that Alfurata? This anime gonna suck, man. Like the worst anime ever. Holy shit, man. This anime is so bad. Oh no. Big Order is also horrible anime. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe it's awesome. I don't recognize the name at all. Ass read. Maybe it's awesome. Because they've done so many crap animes. They've done some really bad animes. Maybe this is perfect, because then it's like trash. It's gonna be super trashy. It's gonna be like the ultimate trash level. Anyway, we finally out of the Isekai hell, I guess. Peach Boy Riverside. It's this is like, it's almost kind of hard now, because now it's like, this is also a fantasy manga with their fighting stuff, with traveling the world. Actually, it's not Isekai, but no, it's an actual, you know, superhero fighting. I should say hero. I mean, more supernatural. Right? It's supernatural magic, wolves, so to speak. You know, like, but more like that, right? Magical vampires, werewolves. I mean, werewolf. More in that kind of category, right? So might be good. I haven't heard much about it, so no one recommended it. But you know, see what is good. And Noragisi staff. It's like a weird. How is it this been? Butchan. Butchan is like a weird, you know, death. So Shinigami Butchan, it's like Shinigami, of course, death god, right? So, and Butchan, I guess, is a reference to him being alone. Hito the Butcher, yeah. So, I'm trying to translate it contextually here. But it is like dead. I mean, the translation of this, it's like death. It's like alone death gods. You know, black maid, Kuro, yeah, and black. So it's like the lonely death god's black maid, or something like that. That's kind of how they would translate this title. Yeah, the lonely death god's black maid or dead maid or something like that. So it's one of these, like, you know, weird romance kind of, how to say it right, weird romance journey of, yeah, you see the image here, it's like a death god and he has this big oppa maid up, but like, you know, and they kind of, you know, trying to live with this maid, and obviously this guy has, how to say, lack of social skills, right, and that stuff, like an introvert. They're a lonely death god, right, he has no friends and so on, so it's kind of like, you know, they're gonna have to, this dynamic, right, is gonna be the important thing. I think one of the things with these kind of animes, when there's so much about how would I say it? When there's so much about this like, kind of weird character and his girlfriend kind of thing, right? This kind of weird thing. I think it's very important. It's an anime how the voice acting is, right? Because it can be a dynamic back and forth. Kind of example, Bunny Sampa, right? It's so much about these two main characters and they kind of banter, right? So this is, I would say, a banter manga and anime, right? So it's going to be very important how the voice acting kind of, their dynamic kind of works, right? Because sometimes you find these banter animes, but the voice actors don't mix at all, right? Yeah, you feel like when I read the manga, oh, it sounds pretty good in my head, and then I listen to it, I'm like, they have no chemistry whatsoever. So chemistry and dynamic, I feel about the two main characters probably important for us in an anime. It would be my take on it. I haven't even seen the anime, of course, but I think that's probably been important in this kind of, you know, seducing the romance. These two characters, focus on two, you know, weird characters trying to smash, you know. I already talked about Detective earlier, and this is another one, kind of like size of like I see a cute, you know, tanned guru. I was like, a Kuro girl. This is gonna be a must watch for me, man. A Kuro girl. No, but really, it's like a demon lord kind of dark realm coming in here, right? Kind of like a, how to say it, comedy. This one I probably gonna enjoy a lot, right? So it's about, how to say it, Yasama wa Kunikai. It's about demon. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be similar to. And now the name escapes me, but what's the name again? With the medical demon lord girl. Oh my god, I can't remember the name now. That is awesome. With the cry demon. She always cry. You haven't won this time. Oh, I can't remember the name. I can see it in front of me. Shamiko. Yeah, of course, Shamiko. This reminds me of Shamiko. Right? We have this demon girl, but she's actually a nice person, but she's forced to, you know, live in this human world and, you know, trying to understand how it is. And it's like a rom-com, you know, little cute demon girl stuck in Earth, trying to, you know, live with annoying humans and their antics and that stuff, right? It kind of reminds me of Shamiko, right? But that was awesome, though. What's the anime called now again? The name escapes me. Sorry, I have to use Shamiko. Like, I remember her name, you know. Mashikodo Masako, yeah, Mashikodo Masako. The demon girl next door, of course. The demon girl next door. That anime is awesome. I was like, what's kind of anime called like it? I like Shamiko, but what's the actual anime called? The demon girl next door actually was really fun, I think. It was one of the fun animes that year. This to me sounds very similar, right? Again, yeah, demon girl, Kurogal demon girl. That was obviously, I'm gonna watch that because Kurogal. And, you know, yeah, stuck in weird woman and so on. It's comedy anime, mostly, of course, with demonic jokes, right? And will I react, Detective? Maybe. It's done by the Evil Company, though, so that's a big minus to that anime immediately. You probably want to do videos about that. Where was I? The After Die. I'm like, what is this? The digital manga? It's just like, I don't know, man. I see the image, I'm like, oh no, it's some kind of weird CGI stuff or something. I don't want to talk about it. No, but this is yet another supernatural battle manga, right? You know, it's gonna be, I wouldn't call it like Killing Bites, but it's kind of in that direction, right? This is boys and girls fighting and they have powers and they kind of supernatural based. Maybe good, maybe bad. I kind of leave it to see the episode. Mappa though, and we know Mappa always delivers though. I'm just like, Mappa? I gotta watch Mappa because they haven't done anything bad ever, I feel. No, but come on, Mappa's been masterfully doing every anime in the last... honestly, I don't even care about the anime, I feel. I think care more about the company because Mappa has done a masterpiece with that. Sobe Sega, right? Jutsu Kaisen, Taisho Samurai. I feel like everything Mappa has touched the last few years has been amazing. Everything they do. So I'm just like, this anime is called Heion Sedai no Tachi, but it's about Mappa. It's probably amazing. No, but it's like a battle. It's a battle shonen, right? It's a battle shonen anime. And you know, demons, seinen, mappa. I still think it's gonna be one of the better animes because mappa is probably gonna be amazing. We've seen mappa do use Kaiser and so on. Right? It's obviously this is a focused on battles, right? A battle god anime, right? Focused on supernatural fighting. And again, mappa has done everything amazing with that. So on that category, right? At least ignoring the storyline, whatever. Mappa, I'm sure, is gonna deliver on really good animation as well. So that's like amazing. Scarlet Nexus, I think the game actually is pretty cool. I think it's coming here. Yeah, here we go. Scarlet Nexus. So Scarlet Nexus is a game anime. It's an anime based on a game that isn't released yet, which is done by Namco Bandai, right? And it looks similar to Code Vein, right? They did last year, right? So it's like Code was like a Dark Souls kind of direction, like Neo Dark Souls, action-packed, vampire. You were playing vampire action game, which actually was pretty good. I don't know why. I think it sold fairly well. It got some critique, was like the big oppas and so on. I think it was pretty good. I think it was pretty nice. And I know a guy that worked in the game. Yeah, actually, I know a few people that work in Namco Bandai. Actually, I know a woman that works with, she's like the Nordic manager kind of thing, which I know fairly well actually. Yeah, like too well, I'll say. No, but yeah, fairly well actually. Namco Bandai's like manager, distributor manager, whatever title is. But anyway, so this anime is gonna be good. I doubt it, honestly. Though the problem with this kind of anime is that it's based right on a game. It hasn't been released yet, and the main thing with this anime is that it's purely an ad, right? It's kind of like this season they're doing The World Ends With You, so which is a Square game. So I mean, when they have the remake or sequel, coming soon, right? So on E3 this week or so on. So I mean, mainly this anime, the point isn't to make the anime amazing. The point is to make this anime and then of course sell the game and merchandise, right? So it's hard to, I don't know if this anime is gonna be that good. I think the game honestly looks pretty legit. I think the game actually looks like seriously pretty legit. I can probably do some checking here. Yeah, I think the game looks pretty good. You have all this cool action pack and you know what I mean. Yeah, like it's like an action-packed anime. Anime kind of base character, right? Like Code Vein was, right? So some kind of Dark Soul-ish anime, single player kind of hard game, right? Action-packed game. I think the game looks pretty good. I definitely probably be buy the game, honestly, probably. But the anime, I do think it's gonna be purely an ad. So I don't have much belief in the anime, right? It's made to sell the game, right? And then of course the game is gonna have DLC and the stuff, right? So the anime is there to make people wanna buy the game, right? Or invest into the game with DLC and so on. So who knows, right? The anime might be good, but I really doubt it, honestly, based on the production of it, right? And then we have a Bones anime, also of course always a very good company, right? Vanitsa no Karte, which is a historical vampires. It's so much supernatural. It's like if you don't get Isekai, you get vampires. Yeah, if you don't get Isekai, you get werewolves and vampires. When do we have a sci-fi anime ever? Mechas? Yeah, I don't know. This is like I would say this is one of the animes that take places for kind of like the Japanese version of Paris, right? Kind of the beautiful Paris back in the days that really exist, but it's kind of the idealistical European version by Japanese, right? So yeah, young vampire in Paris, right? But think about it as like the idealized version of Paris that doesn't exist ever. I mean, I've been to Paris a lot. No, I'm just kidding. I have been to Paris several times, many times in my life because I have families in. But I mean. It's one of these like a typical kind of gothic idealization, with vampires and all, right? With pretty boys, So who knows? It's like nobles, whatever. Let's go on. Maybe it's good. I have to watch this anime because I watched the other anime. I was confused for like 3 months, but so when they cried, right? Higurashi no Nakakoro no Sotsu. So this is the part 2 or season or whatever, right? Of the not remake but sequel to When They Cry. So first of all, don't do the mistake I did, right? So I never watched the original When They Cry since it does, but I did watch When They Cry Umineko, right? The seagull, and then I watched this first part, right? And for the first like 16 episode, it works fine. You're like, oh yeah, people are dying, horror anime, who's gonna murder who, who's the killer, mystery, and and Rika is murdering her, and blah blah blah, or what I mean, yeah. And then Rika, and and maybe it's the twin or something, right? Yeah. And all of that just works fine. But then you go into like episode 16 or 17, and suddenly it was not a remake, it was a sequel. And they were like, oh, of course you know that this woman is the bad woman, and this guy is bad too, and here is the cops and FBI or something, I don't know. And it just got really confusing as, an anime only watching this one. And also, to be fair, I suppose, I think I watched almost every episode too, with no subtitles. I just watched the whole anime, I just watched the whole anime with with no subs. And my Japanese is fairly good, I would argue myself. But in episode like 17, 18, when I had no understanding of the context, because I'm like, where's the cops here? There's a helicopter suddenly it's like some weird back reveal story. Here's a time traveling team with a goddess, and I'm just like, what is happening? And I will admit there, watching that, having zero understanding of the context, and trying to also in my head trying to understand, I was like, man, this is really confusing now. So maybe it added a bit out, I don't understand anything. But yeah, you should not watch this anime if you haven't seen the actual original anime. That being said though, I still haven't watched the original anime, but I plan to watch the original anime before this anime is back, right? And then I'm gonna watch this anime. It's a very good anime. I'm just saying, man, it was a lie that has claimed that it was a remake, because it really is. It's kind of like FF7 is not a remake, and I said it even before the game was released. I worked in the game, but even before I worked in the game, I was like, it probably would be an actual remake, right? They were lying to people. The thing is that FF7 is actually very similar to this anime, honestly, because FF7 is kind of like, yeah, it's kinda the same storyline until it isn't, right? Until we time travel and we save Saka or whatever. And Aerith is, I did a video about that. I was like, Aerith is probably gonna be alive, right, in FF7 remake. Probably won't die even. You probably can save her, right, in FF7 remake part 3 or something. But the thing is, FF7, I think it's actually similar to this anime a lot, and that is that some of the story bits in FF7 remake makes no sense unless if you played all the games, right? There are a couple of scenes with Sephiroth, and he's like, oh, Cloud, boya! And you're like, oh, this scene makes zero sense. This is the first time you play the game. But I played F7, right? I played all the side part. I played the Digger Kerberos, I played the Wisdom, I played the Sack one. Classic Core, right? I watched all the animes, I watched the Go, so on, yeah. Because I played all the different FF7 shit, right? I am fully understanding what Sephiroth is talking about. I get the references and so on. But I just can't imagine people actually honestly getting FF7 storyline if you're only playing remake, because there's so many lines in that game where it's like, this is completely out of the blue. There's no way you understand this if you haven't actually played the games or other games. And that again then makes it a sequel of remake, right? Because Sephiroth is like time travel. He can know stuff that hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? And so on, right? And Cloud has some reference to basically the future, right? Which is really weird. And this anime did the exact same shit, right? As a having not watched original. There are a couple of scenes where it's like, Rika is like, oh, this thing, and you're like, huh? Right? And there's so many in this anime that doesn't make any sense because you haven't watched the actual first season. And then eventually it just completely dropped the ball. Arguably, it was just completely sequel, right? It just jumped the shark. I was like, no, it's not an anime completely. When I went to school, yeah, then I was just a sequel, right? So, but even before that, there were a couple of scenes that was like, this makes no sense. Like, even if, it's not like, oh, I don't get the joke. It's more like, this is a weird thing. Why is she saying that thing? Does she know she's time traveling from the other anime? You know what I mean? It was definitely building up to being a sequel in episode maybe 10, 11 or so. But then, yeah, 17, 18, it really jumped the shark. And I was like, man, I'm lost now, baby. I'm so lost. But otherwise, I still want to watch it though. I have to watch the original first though, and maybe read some other novel or something. But it is an interesting anime. Pokemon, yeah, it's going forever, whatever. Digimon, going forever. It's the remake of the old one. Yeah, going forever. Remake, more sequel, going forever. Here comes one of those dark horses. Oh, PA Works? I'm skipping that shit immediately. Do your trick big at PA Works? This company sucks, man. I just tell it immediately. This is a high school girl and drama or something. It's gonna be a drama show and it's gonna be useless. I say this every time, right? But PA Works was so bad, man. PA Works, they pull you in with the graphics and the visual shit, and then you actually watch the anime and you're like, oh my god, the storyline, the drama, the resolutions are so bad. I always rage on PA Works, but you know, I gave them a chance, right? I watched one anime, and then it disappointed me heavily. Okay, in the end, I was like, oh man. Then I gave them another chance, right? And I was like, oh, this story is a great premise. And, you know, episode 8, 9, I was like, oh man, there's the ball. Oh man, so bad. And then I gave them another chance, and they kept doing the same shit, right? I probably feel like I will never watch an anime again from PA Works. Because they are always the same thing. They have a good premise, they're visually appealing, and then they have the worst characters ever, and the worst storylines ever, and they always have bad endings. They always have such disappointing endings. So, I will say this thing, I'm spoiled here immediately, because screw it. I also see this happen, but I really hate it for. And that is Colorful World. That was so pointless. Colorful World is about a girl that time travels back to her grandma's time, and she best friends with grandma. It's kind of weird. And she's a witch, and she can't see colors, right? And she's in love with like her grandpa that can paint or something. It's weird. But anyway, she basically does this shit, blah blah blah, and so on, right? And then it just kind of ends. Honestly, I spoiled it. The anime just kind of ends. She's like, oh, I want to go home again. Or something. And she just kind of like just go back to the future. And then it just ends. It doesn't resolve anything, basically. She can't see colors again, but it doesn't resolve the characters, really. And it's so weird, because in the last episode, she's in the future, right? And it's not a single scene when she's in the future, where she talks to all her friends, because she had no friends in the future earlier. But now that in the future, she never talks to like her best friends from the past, right? Like her grandma's friends, or the kind of the hot guys she liked, and the other guys in love with her and so on. She never talks to them at all in the future. Not even to the grandkids or whatever. It just kind of ends. You just kind of live in the future and alone again. This is the worst ending ever. Like, honestly, I feel like it's the worst ending ever or something of an anime. It's such a disappointing ending. I've never seen such a bad ending. They did the same thing with all the anime. They went in the world. It's so bad. It's just so disappointing. And, you know, then they did this really horrible Up on the Run. Such a bad episode. Holy shit, that anime was bad. It starts with basically knock-off Senku, right? This really, really annoying. It's Senku if Senku was a crap character. It's like carbon crap of Senku, and it's so bad. It's like how to not make an appealing main character. But he basically is Senku. He's an annoying Senku. Like, it is so bad. And then goes Conan keeps going and so on. Kingdom keeps going. Game, I don't know. I don't care. Game anime. I ignore all of them. Don't watch them. There's also done this weird CGI. You know what? They put it down at least now. This is interesting. Madhouse, of course, great studio. Sonny Boy. This is one of these finally like a sci-fi drama show. So this might be one of the. This is like maybe the dark horse of the season. It's an original anime, so we can't really base it on anything. But it's basically, you know, Isekai. But what it sounds to me is kind of like a Buruku, you know, not deinstall, right? It's kind of like, how can we survive in this weird horror world kind of thing, right? Oh, we're stuck in this horror dimension kind of thing, right? Oh no, it's like dead kids. So I think it's gonna be a lot of dead people, right? It's gonna be like, it's like more 30 characters, and I think people are gonna die left and right? It's gonna be similar to those kind of like survival storylines, like, you know, the Hunger Games or whatever, right? In that kind of way. Or like, of course, Battle Royale and so on, which of course is based on Hunger Games, yeah, Battle Royale, what movies. Something like that. They might not fight each other right, but kind of like school kids put in some kind of death camp, right? So this might actually be one of the better animes this season. But it's a regular anime, so we don't know, you know, it's nothing to actually look at it. No source, right? But it sounds like actually it could be one of the better animes. So definitely I'll say the dark Sonny Boy, the dark horse of the perhaps season, right? Something like that. And then it's Shibuya with fighting. So yeah, this is like if Shibuya got destroyed, and then it's like But it's also one of these weird mixes, like a gaming, it's anime. It's yet another ad thing. This is yet another anime that is made, you know, to sell a lot of stuff, right? So as I always say, mostly ignore those animes. They're too much like, this anime is made to sell our mobile game. How can we make money? And we have to have a movie coming. You know, it's all about like producing and, you know, yeah, like this thing mix. But that's like worse than gaming, man. So I'm like, no. And he's not a, you know, magical school, but they're cute girls instead. But it's basically the other animes. Bluefish, yeah, it's just cute girls at a medical school and they're fighting. Whatever. Let's go on. And of course, you know, idol show, yeah, which is gonna probably be the most popular show in Japan. Love Life, yeah, come on, it's an idol show. And then, you know, Pretty Boys instead. Pretty Boys sport anime. And this time they're playing water polo because they can just do any sport in anime. So of course they had gymnastics this season, and we also had gymnastics last season, right? And we had volleyball and so on. So this time it's time for Pretty Boys in, you know, free. Yeah, they're gonna be in the, you know, swimsuits, right? In the swim trunks, and they're gonna play beach. They're gonna play beach volleyball. Now they're gonna play water polo, which is basically like water volleyball. So, you know, it's like gonna be muscular hot boys. They're all gonna be very attractive. One guy's gonna be a redhead with big musket. One's gonna be a guy with glasses, right? It's, you know what you get. You know, it's hot sport guys. You know, it's like attractive sport boys. Yes, free or Euro on ice, and you know, it's probably the yaoi and so on. And what is this now? Oh no, it's one of these weird. That's not anyways. No, at the bottom. I don't care with the bottom. Actually, I might have to anime drama school. I don't care anymore. I feel now it's like we're at the bottom. Oh, whoa, interesting. What they're doing this anime again? Cinderella 9. I watched the whole anime. Disappointing anime. It wasn't that good. And I like baseball, you know, anime, but it was like, it was very Yuri, and then some Netto Rare. She's like, you're supposed to play with me. I'm your girlfriend, and so on. It's just really weird in one episode. Not pretty bad sport anime, and that's kind of it, right, guys. That's kind of it. I don't think we have any more things of a big fast scroll here. That's kind of it, everyone. That's kind of the summer. I am not super into the summer, right? I have Bakarina, I have my slime, then I have my 55 isekais. That I'm probably gonna care about 2 of them again, slime and Bakarina. No, but I feel like I am not a super hype for this summer, right? I said it earlier. I'm not overly focused on it. We also have My Academia as a movie coming, quickly with movies here. I do want to see Tiger and Fish is coming. Earlier, but it's coming in DVD, I guess. No interesting movie. Seven Days Sin's getting a movie. Oh my god, it's Diane in the Wedding. Kikyo! My god, that's probably gonna be horrible. There's some weird. I don't know. It's something I care about at all in the movies. And oh yeah. Kaigoshi's getting a movie. That's nice though. Mostly it's movies based on there, and then we have probably some Slice of Life OVAs, right? Tonika's an OVA. And Yuri, yeah, that's nice. And some weird whatever. So yeah, I'm not super into this summer, right? It's not. I don't feel there is that many good animes. I keep saying it. I'm gonna do more live streams, do more talks, probably personally on the channel, probably play more games. Honestly, I also have a lot of work to do, but I mean, this new project. I started this new project this month, and I have meetings for like 6-7 hours a day. Last week, I had a meeting for 8.5 hours on Wednesday and 8 hours on Thursday. So I was like, oh man. And today I had a meeting from like 9 to like 4. Just meetings the whole day. Yeah, it's meeting. Like maybe like a half-hour break at most. So I don't know. A lot of work to do. No, but it's like this is to be right. It's all about my girl, right? It's all about my Bakarina, baby. It's all about my Bakarina, man. Doing the god, yeah. It's all about my freaking, you know, best girl, the face. I love it, man. I love it. Look at that. love it. And my bicep Bakarina. I love it. But yeah, so it's about Bakarina. It's about slime, right? About Milan. Those are my 2 by far main animes. I'm excited to see My Academia, honestly, right? More My Academia, going to the next arc. It's gonna be probably great, I think. All the animes, you know, girl on girl, kind of, but the girl on girlfriend. Plus pretty good. Not like the best comedy, probably horror comedy, but probably decent, right? So I don't know. Like I'm not feeling it. To be honest, I am not feeling it. Like this season, I think this current season has been pretty strong, and I think this one thing it looks weaker. What they have, I guess, is other animes that I'm gonna keep watching, like Fumetsu no Wanata is really good. That's obviously I keep watching the anime. It's a very strong anime. Again, and Slime coming back, right? I'm gonna watch either. I don't react to it and review it, but you know, Imaku's good. Yeah, Kobayashi, I guess that's a good anime though. Hamafura, of course, best thing ever. And then, and then we have all of these economical animes, right? So I don't know. It's like 10 isekais, new isekais, right? And then we have, you know, coming back isekais, Hamafura and Slime and so on. It's like more than isekais. And half of them is like money-based isekai, economic isekais, which I should like. So maybe these animes are good, but they definitely feel a lot of kind of like mediocre isekais animes. And I personally think that Sonny Boy is probably the dark horse, right? Like the typical battle royale anime. That to me sounds better, honestly, than all of the things. I do think that Black Company, though, as I said earlier, sounds to me like the best of these new isekais, right? Sending a guy into like an illegal kind of evil company, right? Trying to survive that, get a hot dragon chick, right? That to me sounds much more enticing than most other isekais. This anime is like the other coin, right? He's like a good guy, yeah. He's like a proper isekai, right? Where he does, money by not cheating, right? And then it's just, I don't know, a bunch of isekais. the game anime, maybe that's good. Oh yeah, and also of course the game anime might be good, right? The guy that's is a game developer and time travels, but instead of trying to save his best friend or his mom or whatever, right? He's just trying to, you know, smash. So that might be good. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna go back in time and I'm gonna just smash all these ladies, right? That might be good. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna smash everyone. That might be good. And also of course this basically hen stuff. This anime, which is just hen. This anime is like, okay, a boy. He's picked up by this, you know, older lady. He's gonna live in the like cheerleader harem or something. He's gonna live in the like, you know, yeah, this girl like club or something. He's gonna be in their something like that. Yeah, it's a kind of dorm room, right, with like, you know, 10, 20-year-old babes, all big oppies. And they're all gonna be like, Arara! You know, they're gonna be like, Arara, little Nagamikun, you wanna dance with me? Or you wanna, yeah, and so on, right? And it's gonna be forced into weird stuff in the bath and so on. So this is seriously probably the best anime. This is probably the most trashy anime. This is domestic no canon you'll ever. It's like a boy. You basically got S right with all these Oneshans and this Okasha and the motherly characters, even like the house mom, and they're gonna be all like, "Oh, you want help taking a bath, young boy?" You know, it's gonna be that kind of anime, right? See, I'm probably gonna love this anime. I'm gonna laugh out loud all the time, and it's probably gonna be a very, very trashy hen anime most of that. And yeah, I do want to watch, of course, all episodes of One Piece. One Piece, though, honestly, is one. I haven't mentioned One Piece, I guess. Obviously, One Piece it keeps going. One of the animes I am still more excited for, right? Because we're getting into Onigashima. We're out of the flashback. We're gonna have my best girl's gonna come, right? Freaking best girls in the opening. She's gonna come soon in the anime, so the anime is actually coming to the best part right now of Wano. I mean, of course, you get the best character of Wano, and you can have all the fights, and everyone's gonna engage. There can be Kaido and Big Mom and Kid and Law, and everyone's gonna fight right there. You see all the other characters appear and so on. So actually, One Piece, I think, right now is probably at the pinnacle soon here in the Wano arc. We're out of the prison. That's the lowest part. We're out of kind of like the intermission. We're not really happy in the middle of it, and we're kind of out of the flash, but it's way too long, even longer in the anime, even, you know, slower pace with filler. So yeah, like now One Piece is kind of like the best part, I would say, in a few weeks from now, maybe 5-6 more episodes. Then we kind of get, you know, Yamato, and we get Ulti and Pei and those characters, and we're gonna get Kaido and Big Mom, and they're gonna have the massive fight. Then we're gonna get the Queen stuff and King and all stuff. So that's gonna be the best part, man. It's gonna be the best part, probably of One Piece of this season. But anyway, guys, that's a preview guide of anime this season, right? Let's see if I'm right, if I'm wrong. I think I'm gonna be right mostly, unfortunately. I think this. I feel. I said last season too, but I do feel that we had some amazing. Winter was amazing, right? Has so many good animes. Spring had some good animes, I think. But I do think spring has like a lot of mediocre animes, honestly, right? Some really gold, like Nagataro's like, oh, Nagatoro, baby. Nagatoro, freaking best girl. Senpai! 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 There's some really good stuff there. And then a lot of like this, like tomorrow is like, love comedy, Osana. I'm like, it's okay, but it's very ecchi though. Man, it's very ecchi. Much more than most horror animes. But it's not that good. So it's pretty good. Full Dive, disappointing. Not that good. What's more is it? Friday. Spider's good though. Spider's great, but it's only Spider on Fridays. Sad has a lot of, I think, mediocre. I think Shadow is really good though. Vivi disappoints me in the end. Sunday's like Megan the Box is good. Last episode's really good. Best episode probably so far. And Code Hands are good. Code Super was good. Tuesday is decent. Yeah, it's like a lot of decent animes. But I think Winter it was like every day you felt there was like at least one anime. It was like, whoa, this is amazing. I feel Winter was like every day it's like Dr. Stone, like shit, take a Titan, whoa, yeah, it was like every day was like whoa, ISEKAI, it's like every day was like whoa, and then spring has been like, some days, Monday is great, Monday's probably my favorite day, 2 good animes, right, Wednesday is very mediocre, Thursday is Sobela Sega, which is really good, that's awesome, but it's kind of like one per day I feel is good in this season, and next season I do think it looks like a few good ones, but I think I'm a little worried about that. It's mostly just returning animes. Yeah, that's good. This trash anime here though, man, this is gonna be good, man. This is clear hand stuff. I love it, man. Young boy and a lot of ara ara. Oh yeah. But anyway, see you guys. Have a